All right, welcome everybody to signing day number 2. It was a really good day for us. You know, we're happy to close out this class. It was a unique day. Felt very different, maybe even more different than the one in the first one in December did, just because of this is normally such kind of an action-packed day, and you know, really 90 to 95% of our work was done. You know, here before the day even started. So, you know, we added, 3 players that we, really targeted throughout this entire process, and you know, were important gets for us here at the end to close out this class the way that we wanted to. Very thrilled by that, and Deshaun White, Michael Thompson, Braden Willis, those guys were key gets for us. They were very important here at the end. As we looked at kind of not only what we had signed in December, but also just looking forward to next year's team and where some of these holes are and holes that we had to fill. And we felt like that we did that. And so happy to get this class, again, finally signed up. We do, there may be some possible additions here as we go on. And so we'll continue to monitor those and keep you updated there as we can. But felt like we finished in a really good place going forward. So thrilled to add these guys. Deshaun White was a big gift for us. It was one of the inside linebackers that we targeted very early in the process, and felt like that he was the number 1 guy on our board from the beginning. And it was a kind of a back and forth recruitment. Tim Kish, did a great job, building a relationship with that family. And Deshaun's we're getting a tremendous player. Guy that can play in space, has great physicality, great maturity. I think he's a guy that you could very well see being a team captain here one day. Has a lot of great leadership skills about him. So it was a big addition. Braden Willis was a guy that came on late, but really fits that kind of H-back tight end role that has become, more and more popular for everybody, especially us offensively. And he's a little bit different when you compare him maybe to Dimitri Flowers or Mark Andrews, maybe somewhere in between a little bit. I think he may be a guy that can give you some really good versatility, and was really kind of the, if you will, the late find in the class. And a lot of times those guys have a way of becoming some of the best players. It seems like year in and year out. So we're thrilled to be able to find him and add him from the Metroplex. And then Big Mike here was the last one here this afternoon. That was a big get. As we all know, defensive linemen are the toughest position to recruit. Everybody wants them, and there's not very many of them out there. And it was a good battle, but really, it was great just to get him to finish off that class, and a little bit different than the other defensive linemen in this class, in that he's a 6'3", 315-pound plus kid that can be that dominant force in the middle that you need, regardless of what kind of front you're playing. You need to have those guys, and he gives us a great presence there immediately. So great to add those guys to what we feel like is just a really strong class. I was looking at the whole class before we came down, kind of finally seeing the whole group together, and it's a group as a coach that gets you really excited about, the future of Oklahoma football, about, the impact that this class can have on not only next year, but in the coming years. And really proud of how our staff, again, handled this whole thing. Recruiting is not easy in itself. For a lot of these guys, especially the top players, it's a multi-year process. And I think for our staff, our coaches, everybody involved to be able to do this well, especially in this first year, when this tenure started in June, which was a little abnormal, and to be able to, round out a great class here, is a credit to a lot of people. And I think the best is yet to come. I think the impact of this facility, of some of the new hires that we've made, of some of the advancements that we've made in recruiting, is going to continue to pay dividends even further down the road. So we're thrilled to welcome these guys to Sooner Nation. Happy to have this class behind us, and now we get back to some football, which we're excited to get back and start our spring ball prep. One thing that I do want to announce, and then we'll get to questions. Nick Basquin tore his other Achilles tendon in a workout last week. The non-contact was actually kind of a low. It wasn't a fast-paced type of drill, even closer to a warm-up. The good news for Nick is, that injury happened soon enough. He's already had it repaired. That we do expect that we'll have him back in fall camp and be ready to go. But he'll miss spring ball for sure. So tough injury for him. But Nick's been through it, and if there's anybody that can bounce back from that, he's the guy.